Good morning. It's been a while. So we're a couple of young bird races in now, and they're a little off the pace. I mean, they're not a million miles away, but I don't know the background of most of the pigeons that I'm racing. However, I have got some new blood ready for next year. I'll give you a little look at them now. These are Mark Evans Bloodlines Vandenbiel. Some really nice pigeons among these. There's 10, so I'm open for 5 cocks, 5 hens. This is a little, the old Denny that always shows up to me. Come on. She was one gifted to me by Crow and Worrell, and I think she didn't lay when I paired her up. However, the fact that she tames all the birds down a bit, she's worth her weight in gold. So after training and racing, there's 43 young birds left out of the 55. We did have a disaster with the cat, as people might know from the previous videos, and I thought the cat problem was gone until me and my friend Jed went behind the shed. It was the birds that I thought I was losing from training were actually coming back a bit later, and ended up getting ate by the cat. And it's definitely the cat, because the cat's the one that's always behind the shed. And there was teeth marks in the rings. So looking at the way it was ate, you'd think it's a hawk, it stripped it. But this is at the head, the legs, it chewed it. As I say, the teeth marks are in the rings. So it works out like the cat's had about 10 of them that we know of, because one of the neighbours spoke to the other neighbour who owns the cat, and I've said it's had 4. She said, well, actually it's not, because it's only had such and such, and it works out as 10 pigeons. So yeah, it's not good, not a good start. But on a brighter note, the allotment, you've all been waiting for updates on the allotment. Now Jed's been working hard on his side. I've not done much, because obviously we were waiting for the boys in the club to finish racing, and they're going to have an entire clearance sale, so watch this space. I'll advertise that. They were great flyers. So yeah, I'm waiting for them to finish racing, and now Jed's racing young birds, so I've got to wait now until after young bird racing pretty much to take the big shed down and get it all burned, which is probably a good idea to wait anyway, and wait for the winter where burning's a bit more acceptable because it's darker nights and stuff. I managed to get a 32 foot by 8 tiled roof loft. We are going to need to replace the floor. It is going to be 18mm ply, if anyone knows of any cheap shutter and ply. And then we need to build a base and stuff when the loft comes down. But yeah, I've got that loft. We've been travelling backwards and forwards to Cannock to pick it up this week, and it's been an absolute nightmare. I've never seen Josh work so hard, and he's a grafter. So me and Josh have been doing it all week, taking it down, going down. The guy's been helping us load the van, and Tony came down as well, one of my other friends, to help load the tiles, which was a task in itself because of the weight. So it was 2 trips just in tiles. But my plan is today is we're going to go over the allotment, and I'm going to spray all the weeds just to keep on top of that, because obviously I don't want to come to winter where I've got to get the strimmer out and start tackling them weeds again. So I'm going to spray them with some glyphosate, get them down a little bit, show you the condition of the loft. You won't see much because obviously it's all in bits. Half of it's on the allotment, half of it's like the roof side of it's all on the other allotments. So yeah, we'll nip over there, we'll have a little look, see how bad the weeds are, get my side sprayed, get Jed's side sprayed for him, and I need to have a little look at the tap as well to see if we can replace the tap or put an isolation valve on. I think it's 25 MDPE fittings. So I'll have to just see if it's 25 mil or it's 22. It looks like 25, but let's get the spray bottle and the weed killer, eh? And you shouldn't really have to do any weed killing when it's been that much of a heat wave, the grass won't even grow. Another job that I've been meaning to do, the state of the shed that needs sorting, is fit the electric fence, sort the shed out. I've got so much to do, so little time to do it in. So my other spray bottle for the weed killer is now actually broke. So I'm going to have to use my Pigeon one and order a new one. So I'll get this emptied out, we'll get the weed killer, we'll get over the allotment. I'll tell you one thing though, it's been worth every single penny. Obviously, as I said to you previously, when you watch my videos, YouTube pay me. It doesn't cost you an absolute penny. You leave my videos playing, YouTube pay me. So one of the investments that I bought was this, the Ring camera, the Ring outdoor camera. And when I'm at work or when I'm doing something and the pigeons are coming back from training, I can just go on my phone and I can see if the pigeons are back and see what time the pigeons are back. And not only that, any latecomers. So if I'm not in and a pigeon drops on the shed, I know I can nip back and let it in and stuff like that. So worth its weight in gold. I think it was 60 quid refurb. But yeah, it's brilliant. What a camera. There's another investment that I've made that those of you on Facebook will have already seen, but you on YouTube have not already seen. So I'll show you that now. This is Lola. Watch the needle teeth. Get up. Come on. Sit. Good. She's a half Belgian Malinois, half German Shepherd. And hopefully she won't like cats. Just sleep out your eyes. But yeah, she's a little nightmare. But you've got to love them at that age. They just love to bite, to nip, to be like a little tornado. Come on then. And she's chewed my decking, which is rotted anyway, so that's what it is. Good girl. Oh. Speak. Good girl. Every time I turn up at this allotment, it looks worse. I don't know how it worked. I've took van loads to the skip, but it always looks worse. All this is off the loft. Probably about 15-20 year old, the loft. Everything is nailed rather than screwed. Hand nailed. The panels were actually bolted and they're bolted through there and are actually nailed together as well, which was an absolute nightmare. You had random nails through the boards to take down. Me and Josh managed to sort it though, without causing too much damage. As you say, it looks worse and worse every time you come here, but we need to crack on and get some stuff done. So yeah, there's half of the loft, well, most of the loft to be honest. Started clearing down the side here. The plan is for this to come down first, and where I've been taking the tiles off here in this corner, this is actually like one loft and then like a little extension. So the plan is to take that down, take this down over the next week or two, and then this bit can stay up while Jed's racing his young birds, and it doesn't cause too much of a distraction because his young birds actually go on there. But yeah, there's still loads of stuff in here that I've got to burn. Loads of wood, rubbish that I've got to pull out. We haven't even started with that yet. Yeah, it's actually messy. You can see by the clear roof it's like an extension, and then it runs down there, and then that bit's thing. So it should easily come down that sort of side of it. But then I've got a job of emptying all these boxes before the rain comes, because obviously we don't want all that getting wet again, that's all pigeon crap. And I don't want to see any rats either, I can't stand them. I'm not scared of them, it's just when they move. As you can see, it's all needs shoveling out while it's dry. It's just a shame like nothing in this loft is actually usable. Maybe the plastic perches, that's about it. But we don't want plastic perches anyway. It would have been a cracking loft back in its day. An absolute mess. So if I can get that down, get the shutter and ply, make a new floor, new base. Obviously we've got all the materials to make a new platform, to cement the platform in properly. And then get that loft up here. Plan for that loft is, obviously, I've always liked the Mark Evans bloodlines. I've done a lot of research over the years. I know the family really well. Unfortunately, Mark, a good friend of mine, is actually packed in. I want to try and keep these bloodlines going. A lot of the bloodlines that I know have gone over to the States, and there's still birds knocking about. So if you want to loan me any direct Mark Evans pigeons with the paperwork, so I know what lines to put with what, then drop us a message. The Racing Pigeon on Facebook. Let's try and build a family of these pigeons back up. Moving on from me begging now. I best get this allotment sprayed because this bindweed's an absolute nightmare. Unfortunately, the stuff that I've got doesn't really, it'll kill the bramble off, but it doesn't actually kill the roots, but the bindweed it will. And it actually kills mare's tail and stuff like that. I'll give you a quick look at Jed's, don't want to go too near his birds and that, it's Friday. But I'll give you a little look at the project that he's currently building out of a garden shed. So when I always tell people, you know, if they're starting up, you don't need a garden shed. Well, this is proof of that. So this is a garden shed, and he's used the two sides, as I call them, or front and back as the door, either side, and then he's used the other two sides for the back, and then he's built this front himself. Quite easy, so it'll be nice when that's done. And then we're looking at obviously getting a fence put up between us so that we can, you know, concentrate on our own sides. But together at the minute, Jed's been grafting, doing both sides, moving rubbish from here, there and everywhere. It's pretty much Jed's allotment at the minute. But yeah, he started digging all this out. When you're digging all this out, we found unteamed skeletons of pigeons. Like, they've just died. Like, there's a keel bone there. There's a young pigeon with a ring on it. Like, there's other phone number rings there with, maybe you can see that, phone number rings with the legs still intact. More bones. It's just full of dead pigeons. Like, over the years they must have just been buried within the manure, which is a bit weird. There's another one, another young'un. And I believe this is like sort of the jaw of a fox, maybe? Or a small dog, I don't know. Problem is, you never know what you're finding next on this allotment. It's been many years of built up rubbish and hoarding, and it's just an absolute state in it. So I'm going to get some weed killer mixed up now, and then we'll get some spraying done. Keep on top of it. As you can see, this tap is absolutely rubbish. We're going for 5 litres now, mate. I make quite a strong mix, so yeah. As I said about this tap, I need to figure out if it's 25 or 20, 22 MDPE. I'll put that in, give it a little mix again. That's it, we'll pump that and we're ready to spray. I'm setting on a bit of a high spray because I want to be able to get as much coverage as I can. Let's excuse the neighbour's dog from barking. I should really move all this to be spraying it, but as I say, I just want to keep on top of it. That'd annoy me, that. Why leave your dog to bark like that? Dog was constantly barking like that, my neighbours would go off their head. Don't know about yous, but it's not for me, that. My dog bark gets told off. Yeah, I have my dog barking for the toy like you just seen in the previous video, but that's just teaching it to bark when I say it to bark. But constant barking like that at anyone, it's not a guard dog, that's annoying. When there's so much weed like this to spray, you miss bits and stuff, but he's doing. It's a bit harder holding the camera and moving the water butt, so should have one of the backpack ones really. Well, this is quite good stuff, this. A company bought a bottle of it for the allotment, for growing the food for people in need, you know, for the pathways and stuff, for the bowling green, and then I went and bought a bottle because it was that good. So I bought a bottle just for this. Bindweed's normally gone in 2 or 3 days, just disintegrates. Just gotta get it in the right bit. And the nettles go black within a day. I put it on now. I've waited till now because obviously Jed's going to be flying his young birds, so I'll put it on today. Obviously his pigeons aren't going to be going out today, so it gives it time to dry off. It won't harm the pigeons because it'll be dry, it'll be absorbed into the plants. not the first time we've sprayed it. Well, that's all sprayed, but more fool me, because one thing I should have really checked is the weather. Considering it is like, you know, basketing day and all that, like, but the clouds look very black over there. So we might get a shower, might have to spray it again. But, I mean, it'll make it less effective, but it's not going to make it useless. It just depends on how long after it rains. If it's another half an hour, the plant should have absorbed it, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's me for today. There's well, not me for today, but me for today recording. Just a little tiny update, not a major. But there is things to come, obviously, for you to watch over the winter. I've still got other videos that I haven't even processed yet for YouTube, ready for winter. And yeah, we'll be getting this loft down. We'll be getting the other one up. We'll be setting up the Mark Evans pens. Yeah, we'll see how we go there. See, any of the direct Mark Evans pigeons ain't going to be kept here. It'll just be the floaters and stuff here, do you know what I mean? I'll be using floaters so they can lay at home, they can come over here, I can float them under. That way it's a bit more secure, but I've got CCTV to put up here as well, and solar panels and that, so yeah, we'll see how we get on. But yeah, tune in to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and when I can get my mojo back, we'll get more videos done.